Welcome to Chai with Manju. Our special guest has been a well-known name in the music world, but became a household name when he co-founded Berklee India Exchange and brought wonderful artists like AR Rahman and Shankar Mahadevan to Boston. Let's meet Clint Valladares. Hi Clint, welcome
Hi Manju.
to the show.
Lovely. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for coming on the show. Now, as I said, you became a household name when you co-founded Berklee India Exchange in 2013 with Annette Philip, right? So what has that journey been like?
It's very humbling to work with an incredible artist like Annette Philip, who's a wonderful person as well.
Right.
And we wanted to create an access point for young people, create a platform for cultural conversation through artist residencies, for young people to work with great artists like AR and Shankar, Clinton Sareho, Vijay Prakash, and these artists love this opportunity because it's a win-win for them as well. Where can they go and have students from over 40 countries performing their music with Berklee production, Berklee marketing, sold out venue at no cost to them? And these students are reharmonizing their music and giving it a different take on the way it was actually written or produced. And it's got technology, it's got a fresh sound, and so that's very special to us. We also think that if we can create an access point for students to become the next generation of leaders and have holistic opportunity to learn, that's what it's about.
And what was the experience of working with AR Rahman like?
Oh, AR is such a dear person, and there's such a mystique about AR, but when you meet the person behind all these great films and the music, he's such a nice guy. He's a wonderful, warm person who's very giving. He's actually created a platform for the next generation of young composers. And in fact, I think Shankar even mentioned he performed on one of AR's movies and got his early break. So AR has touched the lives of many people. Absolutely. And he continues to do so every day.
And one of the big legacy of the AR Rahman concert was, of course, the scholarships. So why don't you share with the viewers something about the scholarships that you offer?
So the AR Rahman scholarship was created last year in 2015 after we did a fantastic concert at Boston Symphony Hall. We raised about $250,000 at the concert, and the president of Berkeley, Mr. Roger Brown, has been so kind to us and been very, very supportive of this program. We went to India together, and he said, let's create a scholarship in AR's name for young people from India. Last year, Annette Philip and myself and President Roger Brown and AR Rahman gave out 3 scholarships of $150,000 each. We gave about $500,000
That's wonderful.
to 3 students from India, full tuition scholarships to come to Berkeley. And there are many more scholarships that Berkeley offers. So fortunately, we had AR who lent his name to that scholarship. But we're going to continue to give out scholarships to young people from India. And they don't necessarily have to be called the AR Rahman Scholarship, but they will be scholarships from Berkeley.
So if somebody wanted to apply for that scholarship, how would they go about doing so?
The best way is to go to www.berkeley.edu/admissions, and they can get all the information about all the scholarships that Berkeley offers. It's not just one scholarship, but they can go to a 5-week program at Berkeley. They could go to Berkeley Online. They could go to Berkeley Valencia, and they could come to Berkeley in Boston. So there are various ways to access Berkeley, and all of these programs, there are scholarships for these programs. So that's the best way.
And anywhere from India also they can apply for AR Rahman scholarship as well.
Yes, that's right.
So talking
this year we're not calling the scholarship an AR Rahman scholarship necessarily, because there are so many more scholarships, and we raised the money for that scholarship through the concert that we did with AR. But we hope that, there'll be many donors who would come forward and support music and young people.
And
So
if any donors are listening, contact Clint, right? Or
absolutely.
Berkeley. Okay.
I think there are many young,
Yeah.
people who can benefit, but there have been really kind people who are philanthropists who have
Yes.
supported us and supported this
Right.
program. So we hope many of them will continue to do so.
And there's
We
so
thank
many
the
people
ones.
who want to be part of it, but they don't know how. And I think interviewing people like you also gives people different options and find a way to contribute, right, in some ways.
Absolutely, and I think that we're going to continue to build this community. This is a community; it's beyond us. We are just instruments and liaisons to help this program have a platform. But I think the next generation of ambassadors are already coming together, and they're coming out of this program who are going to take this forward and do even better than we have done.
Well, you've been quite a trailblazer. So, talking of talented youth, let's talk about your early years. You are from Mumbai. You went to St. Xavier's School. So tell us about some of your early years in Mumbai and also about the music that you learned in Mumbai.
So I grew up in Mumbai, and we had these aunties, call them aunties. They were.
The definition of aunties has also changed now.
Yeah, no, they were lovely people who mentored us. They were
Right,
kind of like
right,
gurus
right,
who spent a lot of time with us, and not only shared great values with us, but also helped us understand music notation. We were growing up listening to music in church and performing in church, as well as performing with various musicians. I played at the Taj and Oberoi and the Farias hotels, and toured in India a lot. But the foundation of music education came through these lovely people who were grooming us.
Right.
And that's how I found out through a friend of mine about Berklee College of Music.
Okay.
And Berkeley was America going to a new world. But I didn't have a Berklee India Exchange or Berklee Indian Ensemble at the time to find out information, to have a family here in Boston. But my parents were so supportive and said to me, if you think that this is your dream and passion, go for it. And that's why I think Annette and I both encouraged parents now to allow their students and young people to follow their dreams and passion, whether they want to become doctors, engineers, lawyers. We're not trying to create musicians, we're trying to create the next generation of leaders who will come here and learn music, but they may go and become, the next Bill Gates. It's really incredible that the company that hires the most Berkeley alumni is Apple.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's
That's
incredible
amazing.
that we have a collaboration through our Berkeley ICE program, which is Institute for Creative Entrepreneurship, where students are working with MIT students, creating the new music software or music tools, technology tools. We also have a fantastic program with Harvard University where if you get into Harvard and you get into Berkeley, you could go for 4 years to Harvard and you get a bachelor's degree from Harvard while you're studying music, and you could get a master's degree from Berklee College of Music. So for all the Indian parents who want their kids to go to Harvard and they are passionate about music, they can go to both
places. This is going to be music to their ears, right?
Absolutely.
Now, when you were a student in Berkeley, I believe in 1995 to 98, how do you compare those early years that when you were in Berkeley to the students who are coming from India now? Is there a big difference?
Yeah, I think we had great musicians who came at that time from India, like Lester Menezes and Prasanna and Hamid Heri and all these great guys who've done fantastically well. But Berkeley was a different school at the time. It was more focused on jazz, contemporary music of the time. So it was known to be a jazz college. And President Roger Brown has provided a platform for not only jazz, so it's contemporary music. And we are able to study, and now we've got a collaboration we've merged with the Boston Conservatory, so you can do theater and dance as well. So Berkeley's diversified itself, and it's an ecosystem. It just happens to be in Boston. It's a mecca for music, but happens to be in Boston.
Absolutely.
But you can access Berkeley through MOOCs, which is a massive online open courses that are free of cost. You could access Berkeley through Berkeley Online. So we have over 10,000 people accessing Berkeley Online, over 2 million people accessing the MOOCs. And Berkeley in Boston, Berkeley in Valencia. So there are various places that young people can go, and if they choose to go to another college, at least we want to prepare them to be successful wherever they choose to go.
You've been such a unique ambassador for Berkeley in some ways, not just as from the music perspective and cultural, but in a way with the marketing and outreach. And I think some of it, do you think, had to do with you have, of course, apart from natural inclination, you love people, but you have an MBA in international business and marketing from Hull International Business School as well, right?
Yes.
So do you think some of that experience blending in with your musical experience have made you the ambassador that you are?
I think, yes. I think definitely. I've been a musician all my life, and I work with the American Federation of Musicians, which is the largest employer of professional musicians in the United States and Canada. But for me, I think music was 5 M's. The first M is music, which is a driver and really close to my heart. The second M is motivating young people. I think if we are able to provide a platform for young people to be motivated, to be educated, this world is going to be such a beautiful place. The third M is, I believe, marketing. If we market our program the right way, with love, and also create a community of young people who care about each other, and we leave our egos at the door and just focus on sharing music with the world. Doesn't matter what music you're playing, and I think in the future music will be just one amalgamation of music, whether it's Carnatic music or Hindustani music or Western classical music or contemporary music. The next generation of young people will just grow up with music as a holistic experience of music. The fourth M is if we market this program the right way and build brand awareness with, I think, affordability and accessibility, we will bring the right philanthropists to support us with money, which is the fourth M. And I think the fifth M
important M.
Creating a movement of people who come together to create something new and something special. And our community is so diverse with food and dance and music and art, and we want to bring all these things together and create a movement for the next generation to experience.
So music, motivation,
young people, marketing, money,
and the fifth
movement.
5 M's.
Yeah,
I'm going to remember that. So you brought some of the most wonderful artists, and I was very fortunate to interview Shankar Mahadevan as well recently. Now, any other plans? Who do you want to share, or maybe it's too early?
I think it would be so great to have people write into India, New England, about which artists they'd like to see here in Boston and beyond. I think we want to create this Berklee India Exchange platform to bring artists not only from India but all over the world and bring our Indian cultural experiences with it, so that we can make music that our community wants to experience, as well as communities from all over the world.
You started with the best of AR Rahman and Shankar Mahadevan.
We were very fortunate that these lovely gentlemen and hopefully we'll bring a female artist next.
Yes.
You know, that'll be really important.
Saw some pictures with Shreya Ghoshal.
Yeah, Shreya is a great artist. There's various other. Sunidhi Chauhan is a wonderful artist.
Right.
So there are various. We had Mohini Day come here and play with when she was, I think, 18 years old at the AR Rahman concert. So, and she's turned into a fine young woman who's playing with some of the best musicians from all over the
I have
world.
interviewed so many senior musicians also, and many of them have even expressed the desire that they want to come and be artists in residence at Berkeley. So I think the wave is for all kind of musicians to come to Berkeley now.
I think next year we're going to have a Gharana study at Berkeley,
Really?
where we will bring gurus from India.
Oh my goodness.
And have, I mean, so many people reach out to us and tell us that they would like to study with a guru. And they have to go all the way to India to do that. But if we create a 1 week or 2 week program or a 3-day program where we can bring a few gurus here during our 5-week program, and they can experience Berkeley India Exchange like a
Guru Shishya Parampara,
yeah, exactly, right here.
Condensed in few weeks.
In a few weeks or a few, it might just be a teaser, but at least it'll give them a sense of what the experience is like to study with a guru. And so we've got some ideas, and so hopefully we could create that.
You're on to something very big.
Thank you. It's a lot of blessings from and support from our president and senior leaders at Berkeley. Berkeley is a great place. We're so fortunate that Berkeley exists.
And talking of blessings, I know that your dad, Sinclair, his name was Sinclair, right? He was a big influence in the way you have shaped your life, right? And I saw a beautiful video called Dad that you produced. So tell us a little bit about your dad and what kind of role model your dad and actually your mom Elaine were for you.
Well, when we were young, they were always encouraging us to just love what you do and love to live and live to love. And so I think, my dad and mom had great musicians come over from a young age. We were able to access them. In our house, my dad would provide our house as a place for them to rehearse so that we would have access to them. And continued, we've had the best relationship. He was one of my best friends. So all those memories and values that he instilled and my mom instilled in us, I think my dad was a big promoter of giving back to the community and doing anything that you can for the community. And so I think in a little way we're following his legacy.
And talking a little bit more about your family, you're married to Kalina and you have a 8-year-old daughter, Kia, right? And
Kaya.
she's Kaya. And she interested in music too?
Yeah, Kaya is studying piano.
Okay.
And I want to lead by example by not telling her she has to be a doctor and a lawyer or anything like that. But I think she will follow her dreams.
So now that brings me to the last part of the interview, which is called the rapid response. So whatever thought comes in your head, all right, share with the viewers.
Okay.
So who's your favorite musician?
I think I grew up listening to Michael Jackson and Quincy Jones and Prince, Sting.
Okay.
And there are so many.
Favorites.
Yeah, there are so many. It's hard to, if you ask me that question, I'd go on and on. But these are the people that come to mind. And I mean, there are various musicians today who are fantastic, but they all bring different elements. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite movie?
I think Braveheart. It's a great movie.
Okay.
I thought it was very interesting. I loved
Any
the
Hindi
movie.
movies? People want to know if you know any Hindi, even though
Yeah,
you're
of course.
from Mumbai.
I'm from Mumbai. I watched movies from Chal 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 Mera Hathi to Roja to
Just the
Amar
last
Akbar Anthony and
we're
movies like
dating
that.
ourselves.
Yeah, but those were special
I
movies
know.
because the music and the way Amitabh Bachchan and Jitendra and some of these iconic figures. Brought something special in those movies, and Helen would dance in those movies, and all those elements made it really special. I think what AR and artists like Clinton Sareho and Shankar Mahadevan, and there are many.
Absolutely.
They have changed the sound
Yes, I
of
totally
Bollywood.
agree with you.
They've
Totally
changed the
agree.
sound of what music is about.
And what's your favorite hobby apart from music?
I think I like to play tennis.
Okay.
So tennis is great, but I'm infatuated with business as well. It really triggers something in me that something new can be created, and there are opportunities that you can explore, and there's no right or wrong way to do it. So I think entrepreneurship is something that I really enjoy.
When your work is your passion, nothing better in life, right?
That's right.
Now, you travel a lot, I know. Is there any favorite travel destination that you have?
I think Dubai.
Really?
Yeah, I like
Okay,
Dubai
well,
for some reason.
Now, what do you think is the best part of your job?
I get to work with Annette Philip every day.
She was a Woman of the Year as well. So
absolutely.
we're very proud
But
of
Rohit Rahman is a young person
her. Right.
who is doing some incredible work as well. He's a fantastic vocalist
Absolutely.
and singer, and now has been employed by Berkeley. So
Yes,
he's working
I
with
saw
us as
that.
part of the team. So we're really excited. So this is a team effort.
And you
It's
have the
not
great,
just
you have the best team, really.
yeah, it's not just Annette or me or
Mm.
Rohit. We're a team, and the team is a Berkeley team,
Mhm.
and there are lots of students from the Berkeley Indian Ensemble who really help us. But I think if you really ask me, the best part of my job is seeing these young people come to Berkeley, have an access point, and go off and do some incredible things themselves.
Well, I think so many opportunities that you're creating, and what a legacy it is. Well, we are very proud of you, Clint. So thank you
Manju.
so much, and we
Thank
wish
you
you all
so
the best.
much.
Thank you.
And we really appreciate all that you all are doing for our
Thank
Indian
you.
community. And
Thank
thank
you.
you to India New England for hosting this lovely afternoon with
Okay.
chai.
Chai. Thank you.